body tension.
Your heart beating.
I can create scenarios that never even existed.
Clench their jaws, grind their teeth.
It feels like a weight.
It feels like drowning.
Anxiety Nation.
It is constant thinking. My brain doesn't shut down, no matter what. And that's just where my thoughts just run away from me. I have to kind of corral myself back in and recognize, is this something that I need to be focused on? Is it really directly impacting me? Is this overwhelming me?
Everything in PTSD feeds on another. So if you're not sleeping, it directly affects 2 or 3 attributes or behaviors downstream. And if you are in that fight, you fight about everything. I would wake up in the middle of the night with the littlest of sound, and I would physically have to go through and check every single window, every single door. If we were going to a movie theater, I'd get on the actual internet and I'd check to see how many exits there were. Where would my family be the safest? It absolutely consumed me most of my days.
Anxiety is the most common mental health illness in America.
Anxiety, like most mental health conditions, is multifactorial in its cause, meaning that there is a pretty significant biologic component. There's also a genetic component, meaning that if your mom had anxiety, you might also have anxiety. And then, of course, like, people can be triggered to have anxiety by life events.
When I was in the military and I wasn't dealing with the pain, the actual events, I could turn that on and off when I needed it to be in the military, and military people will understand that. And it kept me engaged to where I could let out. But without having the military, it felt like that I was completely lost.
I quit my job because it was so unbearable. Anxiety and stress manifested in physical pain. I suffered lower back pain to the point of like incapacitation. I couldn't get out of bed.
Research suggests that Black adults are 20% more likely to experience depression and anxiety.
This is because I also was not a big fan of therapy, even though I was a therapist. But it did take me some time to better understand what that looked like for me and what I could do to kind of support my day-to-day. I was called a lot of things, growing up, and they weren't very pleasant, in response to how I dealt with things and how my reactions to certain things.
For women, the incidence of developing anxiety disorders is twice as likely as men.
Very often women are caught in the middle, the sandwich generation. If they're caring for aging parents and kids and a family and work, all the stress plus a likely biological predisposition probably results in the greater incidence.
The expectations that is put into a woman's space creates that anxiety. It creates that constant ongoing of thinking of emotions and things that we have to deal with day to day. But again, it goes also back to the science and how our body works. We are just crafted to be emotional creatures.
As little girls, we're encouraged to please others, to nurture and help and support others. And so if I don't do that, then what? What does that make of me? Am I not reliable? Am I not supportive? So choosing me, I know I'm not alone. I would tell my younger self that you're worthy just as you are.